What's up, gang? We are here. We are back with another episode. California sober, baby. UFC Belgrade. Man, what an event, man. This UFC event, it made some history, broke some records, man. This event officially set the all-time UFC record for the most first round finishes on a single card. 10 total first round finishes. I think the previous score was 8, and I think that was UFC 329. Yep, I wrote it down right here. 10 total first round finishes, eclipsing the previous record of 8 from UFC 329. 329 was a good card too, by the way. I think the matchmakers are on fire, bro. The last few UFC cards have been absolute bangers. They're just doing a great job at picking good matches, man, because at the end of the day, fighting is fighting, dude, and it's not always about the most technical, best fighter. I always tell people, dude, 2 evenly well-matched fighters will be way more entertaining than one super skilled guy versus another guy who might possess less skills. And so, matchmaking is an art in itself, bro. My boy Hung Vu over at Hardworks Fitness in Long Beach, he's a matchmaker for WCK and some of these other kickboxing promotions. I think he's starting to dabble in MMA now too. But I've interviewed him a few times, and man, is it tough, dude? Is it tough? So, but yeah, so let's get into it, man. Let's run through these matchups. I'm gonna try to keep it short, dude. I tend to just ramble and go on. I don't want these episodes to go an hour. They always do though, dude. I just talk, and then once I start smoking the flower, I just ramble. We're gonna try to not do that. So I put more people on this breakdown than I normally would, but I kept it extremely short. I might have made it too short even for the main card. I might have to pause and rewatch some of the fights and add some context, because usually I'm pretty detailed on like their striking at least and stuff, but we'll try to get through this. It was a good card though. Honestly, I didn't expect this card to be that good. Dude, so I'm spoiled here, right? I'm spoiled. We got streaming now. We got like the Paramount deal. We had ESPN before. If I try to watch as much UFC as possible, right? But if there's a card where I'm like, it's all right, maybe there's 1 or 2 fights that I'm interested in, I just won't. I'll just go out and do stuff with my friends, or just hang out, And in the morning, or at night when I get home, some point after the event, I'll start watching it. And generally, I'll just watch the fights I care about. This time though, I had a lot of time. This card though, I had a lot of time. I didn't do anything Saturday, so at least when I got home. So I got home a little late. The fights were in the morning, by the way, so I had to run some errands, came back, and I just was like, damn, it was like, I think it was like around 1 p.m. when I started throwing on the fights, and I was like, you know what, dude, I'm going to watch just from the beginning. So I watched from the beginning, and I didn't watch the broadcast. I just watched the per fights. I skipped like a lot of the fluff, but anyways, see, here we go. I'm rambling. I didn't even smoke the flower yet. But yeah, let's get into the first fight, man. The first fight was this was a prelim card. Jovan Leke versus Alexander Popik. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing these names right, dude. I don't know if these guys are all like Serbian and European. I think it's Jovan. I think that's how they pronounce their J's over there, kind of like the Spanish and Mexicans and whatnot. We're in America. I'm going to say Jovan. Jovan Leke versus Alexander Popik. Let's pull this up real quick. All right. Here we are. Pull this up real quick. I'm just going to use X, formerly known as Twitter. It's so weird how they changed their name into X. X sounds like a freaking porno site. Anyways, Jovan Leke versus Alexander Popik. This was a heavyweight bout. Jovan Leke, he's coming in at a 13-2 record, and he faced Alexander Popik, who had a 20. I'm sorry, Leke had a 13-2. Did I say 18? 13-2 record. Alexander Popik, he had a 21-5 record. One thing to note, Jovan Leke did come in at 262. This was a heavyweight bout, so it's kind of weird how the heavyweights, they can kind of just, it's like a weight class and then whatever. That's kind of weird. They should definitely break it down, because like for someone like Francis Ngannou, he was just monster. Anyways, so Jovan Leke, he came in at 262. My guy's almost 300 pounds, bro, and I'm wondering if he had to cut down to 262. That's scary, man. Scary, man. I believe he's Serbian too, so I know some people that are Polish, bro. I don't know if that's right by Serbia, but they're freaking huge, dude. Very strong man. Yeah, Popik, he weighed in at 215 pounds. That's a lot lighter. He definitely looked undersized, and I do remember he hinted that he was in talks of going to middleweight, which dude, 215, you can do it, man. Might as well, bro. It's a decent cut, but it's like, the dude, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Popik did kind of look not fat or anything. He was kind of a little leaned out, but he could probably lose a little, get in shape. You know what I mean? You're European. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Lecky, he threw almost 0 strikes for almost 3 minutes, dude. It was literally about 3 minutes. Didn't throw anything. He's the bigger guy. The bigger guys generally have a hard time catching up to the smaller guys, just because the smaller guys, they're more I wouldn't say durable. They're just able to move around more. They're lighter, right? That's the advantage you have of being a smaller guy. That's why Mike Tyson, he always came in underweight compared to his opponents, because he was already naturally gifted with strength. So he wanted to utilize like having the ability to move and the stamina that comes with being a little bit lighter. And that paired up with his unbelievable knockout power was insane. But yeah, for almost 3 minutes, he didn't throw anything. But his very first one and only strike was a pinpoint liver kick that Popik tried to parry. Popik, it looked like he thought Lecky was throwing a teep. He tried to parry it, and just a rookie mistake, man. It ended up coming down the side and got him in the liver, just under the elbow, man. Literally just under the elbow. And, Popik paid the price. He folded instantly. Literally, dude, the kick was so freaking loud, dude. That dude, big man. I heard the announcer say that Lekic's actually has some pretty decent kicks for being that size. Heavyweight guys, especially once you hit the 250 plus, they generally aren't the best kickers. They punch a lot, and they're good at like taking people down. That's kind of like the heavyweight goal, I guess. Take him down and punch him in the face. But he fought him instantly, man. It just showed like he's just good striking, and you see a lot of these Serbians, they came in with really good striking. And like he was a gentleman, man. He got on the mic, he thanked his opponent before he said anything else. He said his thanks and said some good things about Popik. Yeah, man. I mean, here we go. We just got another heavyweight, Jovan Lecky. I don't know if this was his debut. I didn't write that down. It could have been his debut. I didn't know who a lot of these Serbian fighters are, but also the UFC's gone so big, I don't know half the card anymore, dude. It's so half the card. I don't even know half the roster. I don't even know a third of the roster anymore, dude. It's like top 15, and then that's it, dude. So yeah, heavyweights, man. To me, it really looks like the UFC's trying to bump up their heavyweight division, and so you got someone like Jovan Lecky coming into the picture, and I think it's cool. I think it's a good thing. And let me see if I can pull up that liver kick real quick. Actually, I'll have to do it in post, because I forgot that the UFC's... I always forget, dude, because I do so many shows between my shows and other people's shows. I forget that the UFC is like a stickler for its content, so I have to like doctor the image. So they don't catch it. I don't know if when I doctor it, so I'll give you guys some little tea, bro. If you guys are like interested in like doing what I'm doing, how to get around copyright stuff, I take the image, I'll flip it, not reverse it. I'll flip it, I'll add a time code on there, and then I'll add like a filter to makes it look like it's a camcorder. So I'm not sure if that passes the checks or if you just doctor, because there's like a law. It's called I forgot what the law is, but it's like you can take content as long as you change it, and it's like people won't get confused between it and the original content, then you're allowed to use it, right? So I don't know if I changed it enough to where like it's not going to be confused with the original content, or if it just passes the AI checks. But anyways, just do what I just said. Flip it, throw some filters on it. It'll be a good day, man. It'll be a good day. But yeah, so we had the winner, Jovan Lecky via KO. Body kick, round 1 at 2 minutes and 22 seconds of round 1. Man, I wish I saw more. I wanted to see more of this guy, dude. But, he didn't get hurt, so he could probably sign up for another fight real soon. We'll see what the future has, man. But yeah, let's move on, dude. Alrighty, next fight we're gonna talk about Nina Mosevic versus Haley Cowan. I know I am butchering these European names. I have 2 friends that are Polish that I train with. I call them Polish Power Brothers. But I should have brought them on so they could have like pronounced these words for me or taught me how to pronounce these words, because I think I'm butchering them. And I know I said Polish, not Serbian, but I think he would know. I think he would know how to say it. But yeah, Nina Mosevic versus Haley Cowan. Haley was like one of the few Americans that were on this card. I think I only wrote 2 of them. Like I said, I can't write all these fights, bro, but I only wrote about 2 of them. Haley was one of them, and Gilbert, I can't remember the other guy's name. His first name was Gilbert. I think he trains out of Texas. He's the other fighter that I wrote about. He's a Mexican American. But yeah, so this was a fight between Nina Mosevic versus Haley Cowan. Nina's coming in. She's got an 8-1 record. She was facing Haley Cowan, who's got a 7-5 record. People thought Mosevic had the advantage on the feet, and she definitely did because she definitely did have the advantage on the feet because she did win off of her striking. But Cowan actually surprised me because leading up to this fight, I didn't know much about Haley Cowan. But leading up to this fight, they're saying how she was. I'm sorry, I just clicked something. Unpause. Sorry, I just closed out the screen I was looking at. So I don't know. I guess I don't have to look at myself. But yeah. But anyways, they thought she was gonna have an advantage on the feet, and she did. But leading up to this fight, they alluded that Cowan was just mostly a grappler. I didn't know much about her, but I was actually surprised because early on, Cowan actually was pushing the pace with her striking. Her striking wasn't bad, dude, and she actually had more output than Nina. And I will say that Haley's style kind of reminded me a little bit of Randy Couture. It seemed like she would walk forward a lot and throw a lot of punches, straight punches, and try to get her opponent to move backwards against the fence, it looked like, or something. So I'm curious if she trains over at Extreme Couture. I probably could look into that. Maybe I will. At the beginning, Cowan was actually out striking Nina, dude. But Nina found her mark with a vicious straight punch to the body that cracked Cowan's ribs. And dude, honestly, I noticed that body shot landed on more than one occasion. It was pretty much the only strike that Nina was landing clean was like a straight body punch. And I'm actually surprised that Haley didn't adjust to that. That seemed like a very easy thing to adjust to. But I think the problem in Haley's case was she just kept walking forward. Her style was, I'm going to walk forward and try to press you against the cage. And so she was like walking into the straight punches. She did a good job at avoiding straight punches to her face because she had a good high guard and she kind of like stepped off a little bit once her opponent started coming forward. But the body was just there, dude. And literally it was just a straight cross to the body that sent Mosevic, like she literally, Haley like literally crumpled off the body. She didn't drop though, but she crumpled, and then Nina just kind of took advantage of it, came forward and just started throwing a lot of punches just against the cage. Like literally she unloaded probably like 12 or 15 punches within that second. That just sealed the deal. Ref came in, stopped the fight. That was a very impressive debut for Nina Mosevic. But yeah, winner is Nina Mosevic via TK. I think is that a TKO? Did I put TKO or KO? Anyways, TKO via body shot round 1 at 3 minutes and 41 seconds. That was a cool fight. I kind of like, after hearing all the hype with Nina, I kind of was expecting to see more out of her striking. It could have just been like she was adjusting, and sometimes you have someone that's like wild and it's just throwing a lot of stuff. The more experienced fighter sometimes is just going to kind of wait it out and try to figure stuff out. It's kind of interesting because when you see someone that just starts training, right, their first like time sparring, they're throwing like everything in the kitchen sink. Obviously that's why they get gassed out, but they're throwing everything. And you see like the more seasoned fighter is, they kind of don't like sparring new people because of that. It's just like a lot of chaos and not a lot of technique, and they're just kind of like mostly waiting it out, I guess you could say. But yeah, anyways, the winner was Nina. Impressive win. What are we at? We're at 13 minutes in. All right, I think I'm doing all right with time, baby. Should I light it up? I think I'm gonna light it up for this next fight, dude. I think we're gonna, yeah. Oh, by the way, that fight with Nina and Haley, that was a bantamweight fight. You know what's interesting is whenever they show the fights, right, for these cards, it'll say like bantamweight, heavyweight, and all that. But for the ladies, it says women's first, women's bantamweight, women's heavyweight. I don't think there's a women's heavyweight, but women's flyweight. And I just think that's interesting because I don't know, man. Like, do they have to add the women? I don't know. I'm not like liberal or anything. I'm not like oh yeah, women this, women that. I don't know, women rights. I just think it's funny because I'm like, clearly it's women. I don't know. Here's a random rant since I'm gonna light this up. I just came across this page. Let me look them up real quick. I posted them on my IG. If you guys don't follow my IG, go check it out. I'm more active on IG than YouTube right now. But there's a gym out there. What is the name of it? I can't remember. I just sent them a message too. Let me see. Unpause. Pause. 36th Chamber Self-Defense. They're out there in Denver, Colorado. It is they're providing self-defense lessons to the queer community in Denver, Colorado. I don't get offended by this or anything. I think it's good, bro. I think gay people should have a space to train at and stuff like that. We have some gay members at our gym. There's, I think, currently 2 or 3 of them. I'm not going to out them or anything. One's married to the same sex. The other one, he's like, some people know, but he doesn't go out and just tell people and whatever, bro. And it's totally fine. I have no problem training with them. I don't care, dude. But I do recognize how it's like a hurdle for a lot of gay people to get into, especially. And now I'm gonna get to my point. Let me land. This gym, they have a trans fight event. I think that's cool. I've been talking about this forever. I'm like, I'm okay with letting the trans fight. I just don't think we should let the trans woman fight natural born women. I don't like that. So they have a trans fight event, and I think this is like a non-profit too, so I think that like they don't charge for classes or anything, but they do have a trans fight event, and I'm thinking about going, bro. I sent them a DM. It's in Colorado, so I'm gonna have to plan a trip, but there's other gyms too that I could check out. But I think I might go cover this, dude. I think this will be a fun little thing to cover, dude. Who knows, maybe I'll get in there and up some trans people. I'll have to remove that, dude. That might get me some shit on YouTube. Anyway, shout out 36 Chamber Self-Defense in Denver, Colorado. I'm not even joking. I think it's cool that they do that, bro. I think martial arts is for everyone, bro. Everyone should have their space in martial arts, right? There's this gym that I really like that I got to go revisit, dude. It's out like, where are they at, dude? It's called West Coast Athletics. I think they're around, if I'm not mistaken, they're around the Downey area. The owner is Chris Wadwa. That gym, the owner, he's like literally the same age as me. He's in a Dragon Ball Z. He smokes weed all the time. Literally at the end of the night, when the last class is done, it's like when everyone bounces out, we just smoke weed inside the gym and then we'll spar and hang out. And I freaking love it, dude. I would literally, if I lived closer, I would go to that gym a lot more because I feel like that gym is home. I'm going to go revisit him. I'm going to go freaking run another interview, dude. But everyone should have their safe space. Everyone should have their safe space. Anyways, moving forward. All right. Next freaking card we are going to get into Matus Rebecki versus Kyle Proplik. Matus Rebecki, he's coming in with the 20-5 record. Kyle Proplik is coming in with the 18-10 record. I'm a fan of Proplik. I like Proplik. He's Canadian, he's right across the border right there. But man, Matus absolutely ragdolled the Canadian Kyle Proplik, man. Rebecki threw over 150 strikes in the opening round alone. I don't even know if that's a record. That might be a record, dude. Even when... this is a cool moment. There is a point where Rebecki... He had Proplik against the cage. He had him tied up, and he had his foot in between his legs, kind of like that Khabib style where you hold, the legs down. And they're arm's length apart, right? So he was mostly controlling the lower half. I'll probably include it in the clip right here. Hopefully I remember. But yeah, they are out, like he had his leg kind of trapped between his legs, and they're about an arm's distance, and they're basically just punching each other from that position, like rock'em sock'em boppers, dude, or rock'em sock'em robots, dude. It was so cool. At least entertaining. But yeah, that whole fight, Proplik was getting beat up, bro. I haven't seen Proplik get manhandled like that. His face looked defeated within the first 40 seconds, dude. He just mentally checked out in the first round. It was weird. It's like he got taken down. He got hit a lot, dude, in the first couple seconds. I just didn't think he expected that kind of power to come from Matus and just that top control, man. Dude, Proplik had zero defense, man. He literally had no defense for the takedowns. He had no defense for the ground and pound. It was weird, dude. He was acting really amateurish. There was a point where, Rebecki was on top. He had him mounted. I can't remember if he was mounted or in his guard, but he was on top and he was throwing punches at Proplik. And I mean, the proper thing to do is, you try to either grab their back and you pull them in, keep them nice and tight, and then you try to trap an arm or something, right? But you want to be body to body as much as you can to avoid. That's just to avoid getting strikes, right? You do that, avoid some of the strikes, make them pull, make them work, and then you want to get that space to try to sweep or get out, right? So it's like a push pull motion. The more amateurish thing to do though is you'll see guys reach and try to grab their arms. That's I don't even know amateurs that do that. That's just getting into MMA type stuff, right? Where you're just reaching for stuff to grab, I didn't like it, dude. It looked weird. It didn't look like Proplik. I'm not sure. Proplik's really known as a striker, so maybe his just grappling is not that good. I'm trying to think back to his previous fights. I don't know. But it was not a good fight for Proplik, dude. He literally got whooped like that entire first round, dude. Yeah, it was a bad night for Proplik, man. But yeah, pure dominance from Rebecki. I think Rebecki was on a losing streak right now too. So let me see. Let me double check that. I wrote that, but I could have been misinformed. All right. I did not misspeak. See, I freaking know what I'm talking about. Nah, I just prepared, bro, honestly. But then sometimes I get stuff wrong all the time because I smoke a lot of weed, gang. I do. I smoke a lot of weed. I do everything high, and that means that stuff gets forgotten and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, he was on a 3-fight losing streak, right? So he 2005. It's been about a solid year of just oh my god, dude, almost exactly a solid year. Well, yeah, that's got to be nice for him, bro. Yeah, decision, sub. Oh, against Swanson. Or not G Swanson, Dawson. I'm sorry, I'm high. Yeah, I said Swanson. I was talking to Cub Swanson the other day, so I got stuck in my head. Anyways, yeah, so that's cool for Rebecca. I got no problem with Rebecca, dude. He's cool and all. I just like Proplick more for some reason, probably just because he's more of a striker. But hats off to Rebecca, bro. I mean, that's tough, dude. 3-5 win streak. Everyone already knows, dude. If you're in the UFC, if you lose 3 fights in a row, that's tough, bro. You might not make it back for 4. Some people do. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, the UFC is a business, dude. So it's like, if you can sell tickets, it's going to help a lot. Or Rebecca, I don't know if he was that fighter that drew that type of crowd. I don't know, man. Maybe he's got fans, I'm sure. But yeah. But anyway, so yes, snap the skid. Sorry, I'm high and I'm rambling again, dude. This is so I smoked a little bit. I paused a little bit to fact check, and I was smoking more weed. Oh my god, dude, what's wrong with me? All right. Next fight. We're gonna talk about Bogdangrad versus Denis Bazooka. I can't know how to pronounce it. It's a Buzukja. Bazooka. Is that J silent? I'm thinking it's silent, dude. I think I heard the announcers like not pronouncing the J. Interesting fight. Okay, so I misspoke. I said there was 3 Americans that I wrote about on this card. The first one was Haley Cowan. Then this is the second one, Denis Bazooka. And then the third one was Gilbert something. Dennis, though, I think he's like, I don't know if he's like a transplant, though. I don't know. I thought he was a transplant. But yeah, Bogdangrad versus Denis Bazooka, baby. Bogdangrad, he's coming in. He's got a 14-4. Dennis has got a 12-6 record. Bogdangrad, man, I like this fighter. He's freaking gas to the wall every time, dude. Like every time you see him fight, it's just forward pressure. He's wild, good grappling. Striking isn't bad. I do like how he likes to use flashy stunts in striking. So he'll do like a lot of hook kicks, like a lot spinning back kicks. He's cool to watch, bro. He's definitely a fast twitch guy, and it even reflects in his grappling. Like usually when it comes to grappling, fast twitch isn't the biggest. It's always going to be a benefit, but it's not as much in grappling. So it's like you see people will just be more slower and less, I guess, explosive-y. But when you see guys that are like quick and explosive, it's tight. You'll see them like, roll out of stuff, and it's really like, they can do these jerky movements that get them out of positions that most people couldn't. And that's what Bogdangrad does. I like it. Dennis, don't really know much about him, and I haven't really seen anything of him. Oh, by the way, Bogdan looks so different, bro. His picture, like that they used for his fight picture, he was like bald, and then this fool comes out with like freaking blonde hair, looking like Brad Pitt. Dude, I was like, what the did this fool get cloned or something? Is this the same guy? I think Serbia pulled one on, or Austria, right? He's Austrian. I think Austria pulled a fast one on us, a little switcheroony, Anyways, Bogdangrad, he brought out the non-stop aggression against Denis Bazooka, man, pushing the pace and catching Bazooka early on with a takedown that threatened arm bars and guillotine in round 1, bro. Round 1 was off freaking Bogdangrad. I feel like Denis just had a hard time just keeping up with the pace and just seeing what was going on, dude. Because like I said, Bogdan's very fast switch, so he's like all over the place doing a lot of different things. But Bogdan's grappling was definitely the key to his what was gonna be his victory. It seemed like he was just a better grappler than Denis. So the first shot is on the feet. It was mostly boxing, and other than that, it was mostly on the ground. And Bogdan was the one threatening takedowns, threatening submissions, just beautiful transitions on the ground, man. He's just so active, dude. In round 2, Bazooka caught Grad. It basically, like, I don't think it didn't drop Bogdan, but I think it like stumbled him. He kind of like had to catch himself, and dude, it was tough. And Grad was tired too, dude. That second round, it looked like he was breathing heavier in that second round because it looked like in that first round he spent so much energy. I'm telling you, bro, the exchanges were crazy, bro. I'll post some clips, dude, but Grad was just visibly tired, dude. He was fatigued. He locked. I mean, he did lock in a head and arm choke in the final minute, but before all that, dude, like, he was kind of getting worked, bro. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Dennis in the second round really kind of like found his timing, dude. He landed that hard cross that sent Bogdan like stumbling, and I think after he landed that, it gave him like just so much confidence, dude. He was like That coupled with Bogdan slowing down, it allowed Dennis to mount like some beautiful boxing. He was throwing some clean ass uppercuts, some good combinations. Like, yeah, it looked like he was throwing a lot more 2-hit combinations, probably because he was more concerned with getting taken down, so he's keeping it short. Or just, I think, it's actually because also Bogdan likes to come forward a lot, so he's just like hitting him and then moving or defending. It was a good. The pendulum kind of started shifting towards Dennis's corner at the beginning of round 2. But yeah, then Bogdan, he ended up taking him down. There's a little controversy, bro. Bogdan threw this is how I knew Bogdan was tired, bro. And he threw like a few hook kicks in the first round. And in the second round, you see him throw a hook kick and it was so slow, dude. I think it even landed, but it just didn't even do any damage. I'll post a clip here, hopefully. Post a clip, Mo, don't forget, dog. But yeah, he ends up he takes down Dennis and he gets him eventually in like a head and arm choke. But it's kind of weird, bro, because Dennis looks like he taps, the ref stops the fight. They do the slow-mo, dude, and it I don't know, in the slow-mo, it kind of, to me, from the angle I saw it in, it didn't look like he tapped, bro. It looked like he kind of was just like trying to figure stuff out. I think Dennis didn't tap, bro. I think he was kind of like, he got some confidence in the striking. I thought he would have been down or just continue, or go to sleep. But the referee stopped it. Like I said, it looked extremely questionable in the slow-mo. Even the announcers were like, I kind of wish Bogdan would have held on to it a little more and maybe they would have just continued. I don't know if that could have happened. Could that have happened? I don't know. But yeah, winner was Bogdan Grad via submission, head and arm choke, round 2 at 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And that's a good fight. Go watch that for that second. You should, at least for that second round, because that second round was a banger, dude. I'm telling you, freaking Dennis is landing some clean ass uppercuts. That cross was sick, dude. Dude, Dennis is just super crispy with his boxing, bro. His boxing like hooks, like uppercuts and hooks were just really good, dude. Bogdan Grad, baby, that pressure is such a good tool to have if you know how to use it, man. It really is. Next fight, we're gonna talk about Borislav Nikolic versus Mark Vologdin. It's kind of weird how his name's like Mark, dude. He's like Russian or something, so I was expecting some crazy weird first name, and I usually use their last name, so of course I gotta freaking pronounce the hard ass last name. But this was a really good fight, bro. I'm telling you, these cards were freaking bangers. Shot my freaking flask. Bangers. These cards were bangers, dude. Borislav Nikolic, he's coming in with a 16-2 record versus Mark Vologdin. He's got a 12-4 record. Let me see here. Let me just boom. I had to pull up the actual tail of the tape just because dude, these guys freaking, the height difference, dude. The height difference was crazy. Look at 5'9" versus 5'3", dude. That's like 6 inches, dude. Reach. This dude might be lying about his height. 5'3". I don't know. I think this guy's the one that's lying. He's probably closer to 6 foot, maybe 6'1", dude. He looked taller, way taller, lengthier. But yeah, Borislav Nikolic survived an absolute nightmare early on in round 1. He basically got dropped by Mark Vologdin. He got dropped pretty early on, and right when he got dropped, he basically Vologdin put him in like a head and arm position, or like standing guillotine, I believe. And dude, I don't know what was up with Nikolic, I think, I don't want to say this, bro, but I hate saying these things because I'm not a mean person, but I think he needs a little work before he should have gone a little, he should have worked a little bit harder before getting into the UFC, because this was not a good debut in my opinion, even though he did win. But Mark basically threw him in like a guillotine position, a standing guillotine, and just hammered knees to this fool's face, dude. This fool ate like 10 knees to the face. It was weird because I'm watching this unfold and I'm like, why is this fool just not getting down to his knees? He's like trying to fight the hand position and trying to block the knees. I'm just like, bro, you should know the rules, man. Just get onto your knees. And now he can't knee you in the face. He eventually did. I think his corner probably was yelling at him to get onto his knees. And then he was able to just kind of work on securing or freeing his neck, just working the hands and trying to free his neck. So I think that was kind of a amateurish move. It's like, I understand this was his debut, so he came from probably some other fight league with different rules. So I'm sure the UFC rule set is something he's going to have to learn and memorize. But it's like, dude, this is the biggest show, man. You should be knowing these rules, right? Things that are going to benefit you in the fight, you should know, and you should be able to use them to your advantage, and you should know what you can't do so you don't get DQ'd. But it took a lot of work. He got dropped. I think if I remember correctly, this dude, Mark, dude, he was sick with the stance switches. I don't know if that's just his style or if he did it in preparation for the taller fighter. Stance switching is such a great tool to use against a taller fighter because it allows you to move closer while also going off angle, right? So if your opponent is orthodox or southpaw, you take that step from the outside, and now you're kind of a little bit closer to him and you're still on his outside. And now when you go forward, he has to completely turn to follow you. It's a good tool to use. I'm not saying it means you're going to win automatically, you know what I mean? But it's a good strategy against a taller fighter. And that and teeps down the middle, I think are the best tools you could use against taller fighters. But yeah, those stance switches gave Nikolic trouble, man. They did. But yeah, Nikolic made an adjustment. He did round 2. He started coming back. By round 3, he started landing heavy boxing combination. Round 1 was all Mark, bro. Round 2, you could see like Nikolic starting to gain confidence, and he started kind of giving more pressure, started attacking more. By round 3, he was just landing heavy boxing combinations. He dropped Vologdin with a brutal knee, bro. Literally, I think, it was like towards the end of round 3, he lands him with the knee, and then he just starts unleashing savage ground and pound, seals the deal, gets a decision. But yeah, he seals the deal with some ground and pounds. I'll include some clips. It was a good fight, dude. I think it was a good fight because it was competitive, but I think Nikolic, he could have won that fight a little easier. Mostly it's just that first round, how he got put in that position. I just thought it was like, man, who knows? Maybe it was just because it was the big stars, right? This is probably the biggest event he's been to. Most tickets sold, I'm sure. So he's probably like, I think this is the first UFC in like Serbia that I can remember too. So it was a big event. So maybe he got a little starstruck. He did once they separated in that first round from that clinch position, and he ate all those knees. He did give a good smile. So who knows? Maybe the knees weren't landing clean, or maybe it just wasn't hurting him. And so to him, he just didn't feel that urgency because he just was like, nah, I'm all right, dude. I will say though, this is why the UFC needs to change the rules. They should allow knees to a grounded opponent. Like, you know what I mean? Had Mark been able to knee him on the ground, it would have been done, dude. Honestly, he had his head against the cage and just wasn't doing anything to protect his face. It was stuck. I'm sure it would have been over. But yeah, winner was Barislav Nikolic via unanimous decision. Why did I just so used to all the finishes? I just kind of forgot. But I'm like speaking without reading. I'm just trying to go off memory. But unanimous decision, 29-7, 29-27, 29-27, 29-27 across all 3 judges. I don't even know why I read that. If it's unanimous, that means all 3. But yeah. All right. But yeah, it was a good fight. Check it out. Oban Elliott versus Michael Oliveira. Man, I am a fan of Michael Oliveira. He came into the UFC through Dana White's Contender Series. He has a crazy story, man. It's just, it's hard to not like this guy, man. He just seems like he's a good guy. I think he was like in the military or something, and he just got a cool story, bro. You should check him out. That's what's cool about like the Contender Series and like all that, and like the like Tough. It's like you get to see the fighters' lives and stuff, and you kind of connect with them. I think that's like smart for the UFC because that's how you build it's like the brand is the brand, but it's like you need people interested in the product and only in order to sell tickets, and so this is a way if people can kind of connect with the fighters, be like, oh, this guy's kind of like me, even though this guy, particularly Michael Oliveira, nothing like me. But go check out his other fights, man. He's undefeated, and for good reason. He's tough, dude. He's a good fighter, a lot of power, stays in people's face. The thing I really like about Michael Oliveira is he has power and speed, but it's not all gas all the time. It's like you'll see him when he throws combinations, he'll throw like his first 1 or 2 strikes will be a little bit quick and light, and then he'll throw the heavy shot right after. Really good counter puncher. He'll poke around and wait for you to open up to throw that haymaker. You just know that he just has good IQ, fight IQ. But yeah, so Welshman Oban Elliott, he's coming in with a 12-4 record versus Michael Oliveira, who's got a 9-0 undefeated record. Oliveira proved he is the real deal, baby. Staying right in Elliott's face and dropping him in just 90 seconds in round 1 with the crisp jab, bro. He literally, I think he like came forward and then took a step back. And when Elliott came in, he threw a jab and just flatlined him, sent him on his back. And that was it, dude. You know, minimal damage. I don't even know if he got hit once, dude. But yeah, this is why he's undefeated, bro. Took him out first round, 90 seconds. Not even, I think, didn't even take one shot, dude. Honestly, there's a few of these fights where I feel like these fighters could like literally fight at the next card. This guy was one of them, Michael Oliveira. So go check it out. Michael Oliveira, he wins round 1 via KO at 1 minute and 49 seconds of round 1, baby. What a good fight. I'll throw some clips here. Check it out. Whoa. I don't know. I'm only adding the clips and posts, so I don't even know if I'm going to put it here. I usually put it like right here somewhere. Be over here. I don't even know what part I'm going to play, but it's going to be there. All right, this next fight, we're going to be talking about some French. Oh, dude, my sister keeps texting me. I'm sorry. All right, I'll get back to that. This next fight, we're going to talk about the freaking debut of the Frenchman, Noah Gagnon. I got to tell you, man, France has had a long history with martial arts, bro. You know what I mean? They got into kickboxing a while back. They got that style a lot, but it's been a while since you've seen really like any crazy Frenchman. I don't remember there ever being a French champion, actually. Let's Google that. Has there ever been a French champion? I think Cyril Gane's the only French champion. I think because he's got the interim belt right now, right? So that's all I could find. Yeah. Has there ever been a... There's never been a French champion. I guess you can kind of say Georges St. Pierre was he spoke French. He's like a French Canadian, but I think Canada claims that guy. But yeah, France has had a history with its striking, bro. That they got a lot of kickboxing stuff. Slot's actually okay, dude. It's like kickboxing, but with like fast ass kicks, kind of like Taekwondo-y, Mori-ish. I knew a guy that did Salah. He started doing Muay Thai, but anyways, the French, they've had a long history with strikers and stuff, and you just don't really see a lot of French representation in the UFC. I don't know if just fighting's not popular in France anymore, but we got a French debut, Noah Gagnon. He came in with the 9-2 record, and he was fighting Milos Janik with the 19-3 record. Man, Noah. Oh, let me pull up their pictures and stuff so you can see him, bro. So you can see him. I think this was the first fight on the main card, right? Was this the first fight on the main card? I don't remember. I watch stuff out of order all the time, so it's kind of like I watch the fights I want to watch first, and then I'll start with the other fights. I don't have a lot of time, bro. I don't know how many I'm going to go through, But where was I? Gagnon blasted Janik with low kicks early on, dude. Like, it was so crazy. Like, the first 30 seconds, you already see Janik's leg is gone, bro. It's toasted. He got hit with in the slow-mo, it showed out he threw like a left kick at one point and it got blocked with the elbow. And I think he was saying that's what messed up his leg. But I don't believe that, dude. It probably did, but it's like it did hurt. But I honestly, Noah's calf kicks were landing clean. He was landing them right on the calf and right behind the knee, like where your hamstring area is. Dude, those are devastating, bro. And it's honestly because Janik, the way he stands is he's very boxing heavy with that leg wide out there, and he keeps his weight very evenly distributed. So it's hard for him to check. And when it does land, it's like a devastating thud, dude. But Janik, dude, Milos, he literally had to switch stances like the first 10 seconds of the fight. That's not a good sign. He literally switched stance and then he got dropped, bro. Like within the first minute, bro, he gets dropped by Noah, and Noah gets on top of him and basically takes his back and seals in a rear naked choke. What I write 12 right there, a rear naked choke, and basically forced him to tap against another fighter. Took 0 damage. I don't think he got hit once. Like, it was, the transition happened so funny too. Just how the beginning happened. He's getting kicked in the leg, switches stances, gets kicked, freaking falls over, and then dude, Noah just seizes the opportunity, gets on top, and finishes. Gets the dub via rear naked choke. I don't even want to say that though, because I don't want to give that to the freaking jiu-jitsu freaking guys, bro. You don't get that, jiu-jitsu guys. That was because of the low kicks. The low kicks freaking, I'm disappointed, you went the easy way. You should just kick the crap out of him. I'm just kidding. We're not. But so he got the submission first round at 1 minute and 21 seconds. Winner Noah Gagnon via submission. What a freaking fight. What a freaking fight. Dude, these cars were bangers, bro. I'm keeping them short. I'm glad they're bangers because it's allowing me to just keep them short. So where are we at right now? We're at 40 minutes already. Jesus Christ, I can't just do these quick, man. All right, next fight. Duško Todorovic versus Robert Valentin. This is a middleweight fight. Man, these guys look big, dude. These guys look like so much bigger than middleweight. Robert's known as Robzilla, which is, I think the name suits him. He swings heavy, dude. He's a little monster for sure. Or he's a big monster, actually. But yeah, Robert Valentin, he's coming in with a 12-6 record versus Duško. He's got a 13-6. Robert brought maximum violence against the Serbian favorite, Duško Todorovic. Valentin started out swinging, dude, like literally right when the bell rang. I think his first move is he opened up with like a teep that sent Duško flying back to the cage, dude, like literally just flew back. Just explosive teeps, explosive kicks, just shots to the ribs, elbows from the bottom position. Like this fight started off with a lot of striking, and then towards the end it turned into a grappling exchange. And just the whole fight, dude, Valentin just was dominant, dude. On the striking, he was just dominating. On the ground, he had the top position 90% of the time. There's a moment where Duško was able to reverse him for like a couple seconds, but then he just got reversed again. It was kind of a wild scramble, actually. Maybe I'll post the scramble. It was just a lot, like I think there's like a three-way reversal, if I remember correctly, or something. In the scramble, Valentin, he basically snatched Duško's neck and locked in a tight guillotine choke and got the tap, dude. Got the tap at round 1, 4 minutes and 14 seconds. I'm gonna try to keep it short because we're already 40 minutes in. So it was a cool fight. It was more of a back and forth, but yeah, you should check that fight out. Let's see. Next fight. That's why I'm trying to speed up, because now we're getting to the fights I want to talk about, dude. We are going to the man. All right. Next freaking fight, dude. Alexander Rakic versus Marcin Tybura. Rakic, I'm a fan of Rakic. He's been in the UFC for a little bit. He's coming in with a 14-6 record versus Tybura's 27-11. Rakic, this was his heavyweight debut. I think he fought, and I believe it was light heavyweight previously. And there's like some, fight math that goes around, right? I don't know, or fight science. And the consensus is that the smaller guys are generally lighter and faster. And so everyone was talking about Rakic coming up in weight, and they're talking about how he's probably going to be faster than these other heavyweights. He might not be as strong because he's not as big as them, but he's actually kind of a big guy, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. He was pretty lean for this fight too. But they're just saying how, because he's used to the light heavyweight fighters, he's used to fight punches and kicks coming at him faster, a little bit more urgency, right? Because the heavyweights are kind of like wait and pray type. Like they just wait for that heavy strike and then they throw it. But yeah, Rakic's light heavyweight speed did carry over. It definitely did. It was very apparent early on. Dude, he landed spinning back fist, heavy low kicks, head kicks, dude. Just outstriking Tybura effortlessly, dude. Tybura did not have very many moments in that fight, dude. It didn't even look like, I'm not gonna say it looked like he shouldn't have been in the fight, but it just, Rakic was just quicker, bro, and he was throwing more strikes, right? I'm sorry, gang. I had to go rewatch a part of the fight because I didn't want to misspeak. But yeah, it just didn't seem it. Rakic was just all over his opponent, man. Round 1 and 2 was all Rakic. Round 3, I would say Rakic was still winning, but he looked like he kind of gassed out, and they spent most of round 3 against the fence. It's kind of an interesting thing, dude. In Rakic's corner after round 2, his corner told him that they weren't sure how the fight was going and that he needed to pick it up because they're just basically saying he might lose, at the 3rd round. I thought he was up 2 rounds, so I don't know if they told him that. You got to understand where Rakic's coming from. So he was on I believe a 4-fight losing streak. Let's pull that up real quick. Okay, I misspoke. He was on a 5-fight losing streak, dude. Błachowicz, which was funny because he fought on this card. He lost 2022. Jiri in 2024, Anklov 2024, Mirzakhanov 2025. I thought didn't he lose to Pereira too? Am I tripping, dude? Did they never fight? Oh no, I'm tripping. I thought he fought Pereira for some reason. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the best record. I think at this point it's like you're in danger of getting. Why did I think he fought fucking Pereira? That's weird. But yeah, at this point, dude, 4-fight losing streak. You're in danger of getting cut. Like, honestly, you're in danger of getting cut. So I think the whole point was his corner was telling him he might be losing because they were trying to give him urgency to make sure he didn't, I guess, get cut from the UFC, bro. Because honestly, this fight was dependent. His career was dependent on how this fight went. Because of that, I think Alex didn't really take a lot of risks, dude. And I get it. I'm sorry. I get he didn't want to take risks, but also it seemed like he could have sealed the deal early on, dude. I was watching the fight, like, damn, if you just put it on, you could finish him, dude, and you could just call it a day. Tybura was a bigger fighter. He was able to eat a lot of damage, and keep coming forward, and so I think that was a problem for Rakic, like in terms of trying to. It's like you're swinging at him, you're hitting him, and he's not going down. So you're kind of like, should I just stay in the pocket and try to put him out, or should I just hit him and get out the way and stay safe? That's that's up to you, right, as a fighter. But yeah, despite getting gassed out at round 3, he did. To me, I thought Rakic got gassed out. He ended up securing that third round as well. So I think he won all 3 rounds, right? 30-27, 30. Yep. He got a unanimous decision, 30-27 all the way across. Third round, I thought he could have really done something to seal the deal, but it's all right. I guess you're just trying to play it safe. I can't really speak on someone else and how they should approach their career, but I'm just telling you as a fan, I wanted to see more. I like Rakic. I do like him. I wanted to see more. It's all good. Moving on to the next fight, though, baby. We are moving on to Jan Błachowicz versus Navajo Stirling. This was a light heavyweight bout, dog. All right. We're getting to the meat and the potatoes. I think this calls for a celebration. I got 2 more fights on this card I'm going to speak on, and that's it. Still hit an hour. God damn. Dude, my gym we just had our 19th anniversary on Saturday. Beautiful thing, man. I've been with this gym for like 8 years. Spider Muay Thai. Gym party coming soon, but yeah, we hit our 19th anniversary. What a milestone, to be a gym and to survive almost 20 years. That's tough, bro. Especially in Muay Thai. Muay Thai, we're purely a Muay Thai gym. Like, we do have jiu-jitsu and MMA, but it's like we're known for our Muay Thai. We're basically a Muay Thai school. I'm happy for my coach. I'm happy for the team. It's tight. Anyways, back to what we were speaking on. Jan Błachowicz versus Navajo Stirling. Man, Navajo Stirling is shaping up to be a fighter I enjoy the most, dude. I really like Navajo Stirling, bro. He comes from City Kickboxing, under the two, he's had teammates like, dude, I'm spacing. Stylebender, Israel Adesanya, Alex Volkanovski, what's that one guy that used to, Tiger Muay Thai's kickboxing coach? What was his name? Bradley something. Great striking coach, So it's a good gym, bro. A lot of good fighters. John, he's the former champ. He's a lot older now, dude. I think he's, pushing close to 40. A lot of questions if, he's ranked number 4. It's kind of like, where's he going to go? Is his ranking just going to go down? Is he, he's getting older. I will say, though, his style, it's like he's never been like a fast twitch guy. He doesn't use his cardio or his speed to win his fights. He's more of like he hits you hard and he's good at grappling, and that's kind of his style. So that type of style ages gracefully, I feel like, I feel like your Israel Adesanya's, your Pereiras, like these guys, I feel like as they age, you start to see it more just because they rely more on like sudden, second decisions, I'm sorry, we're rambling. Stop. I keep telling you guys I'm gonna stop doing this. I don't know. Rambler, baby. Jan Błachowicz, though, he's coming in. He's got a 29-11-2 record. That's crazy that he's got 2 no contest. People usually have 0. He's got 2 of them. But that's what happens when you've been in the game for so long, right? He took on the undefeated City Kickboxing prospect Navajo Stirling. Navajo's coming in with the 10-0 record. That's undefeated, bro. Undefeated. But Jan clipped Stirling early with the hard jab that caused a nosebleed, and it caused Stirling to kind of stumble up a little bit. Literally within the first minute of the first round. It was quite interesting. But Stirling, though, he rallied back quickly. He kept his composure. Stirling started cracking the veteran. He hit the champ with an overhand right that ended up dropping him to the canvas. And as soon as Navajo seen him hit the canvas, he got on top and sliced Jan open with some heavy ground and pound for another first round stoppage. Stirling literally beat a former champ. I know he's older, but he beat a former champ, dude. That's crazy. That's like his, I think, 6th fight in the UFC and already beating a top 5 guy. That's an impressive victory to me. I think that this I think that this elevates Sterling's stock. I think it's going up, baby. The Sterling stock is going up. I feel like the UFC is trying to put more money into him too. Is he going to be the next O'Malley? Who knows? Maybe he's a young guy, bro. I think he's like 25 or something. But winner, Navajo Stirling via KO, round 1 at 2 minutes and 56 seconds. And man, was this an exciting fight. Add some clips here. It was a good fight, bro. I like Sterling. I like watching him fight, so I'm glad he won. And I'm sad for Jan because he's a veteran, but I mean, this is just the name of the game, baby. It's like, you live and you die by the sword. Unfortunately, that is the way it goes. Main event time, baby. The Serbian star Uroš Medić. I didn't even know that Medić was like born in Serbia. He speaks really good English, but he's out here in King's MMA. Was he born in Serbia? I think he was born in Serbia, but yeah, he's over here in King's MMA. He lives, I think, around Orange County area. He was facing the infamous D-Rod, that's Daniel Rodriguez. I don't know if you guys know about Daniel Rodriguez. He's had an up and down career, but lately he's been doing good. His last fight was against, I'm seeing the guy's face, Kevin Holland. I thought he was going to lose that fight. Honestly, personally, I thought he was going to lose that Kevin Holland fight, but he beat him, and it was an impressive victory. Just grinded him out cardioed him for the most part, and then beat the crap out of him. I liked it. It was a good fight. He just recently got out of Mexican prison. When was Daniel Rodriguez's last fight? His last UFC event, he went to go celebrate in Mexico. I think it was the freaking Holland fight. I think it was a Holland fight. Ooh. All right. This is what I found. Soon after defeating Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez was arrested while crossing into the Mexican border with marijuana and spent 8 months in a Tijuana prison. That's crazy. 8 months, and then he got out and prepared for this fight and went straight to it. A little thing about TJ, I'm pretty sure he just didn't want to pay them off. It's kind of weird because I'm like, dude, he's like a Mexican American. You should show some love, man. You should show some love. It's like I'm half Mexican, dude. My mom is from Chihuahua, Mexico. When I see Mexican athletes, Mexican actors, Mexican anything, even if they're like not even American, they don't speak English or none of that, I got love. I fuck with them. I'm like, I fuck with you. You're my people, bro. We're like same but different. I'm a little chanky. I speak a different language. It's all gravy, baby. I support my people. The fact that they took advantage of D-Rod like that is blasphemous. This is why they want to send the freaking Coast Guard, there's a Coast Guard. They're trying to send people to Mexico to help clean up their streets because stuff I'm not even. I'm just saying that it's like, dude, it's just they have a problem over there, man. I gotta take that out. They don't like when I talk about politics on my channel. I gotta take that out now. Damn it. Oh well. Anyways, Kevin Holland. So I'm sorry, Daniel Rodriguez. He spent some time. He spent some time in a Mexican prison, got out, and basically signed this fight with Uroš Medić. Uroš Medić, though, man, no slouch, bro. I'm a fan of Uroš Medić. I started paying attention to him I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I started paying attention to him, and I just like anytime he's fighting, I'm checking in, dude. He's had some good fights, dude. He's a very exciting fighter. He trains at King's MMA out in Anaheim, I believe. Is it the Anaheim location? I think it's the Anaheim location. They have one in Anaheim and in Huntington Beach out here. Tough gym, dude. It's like, dude, if you know gyms and just the history of all that stuff, you'll know King's MMA. That thing is legendary. A lot of great athletes came out of there. Daniel Rodriguez, versus Uroš Medić. Uroš Medic's got a 13-3, and Daniel Rodriguez has got a 20-5 record. That's a lot of fights under D-Rod, bro. But yeah, early on in the fight, D-Rod, he landed a heavy leg kick that briefly swept Medić. So right when the fight started, Medić threw a low kick, and then D-Rod was just like, oh, I could throw that back. And he threw a low kick back to Medić. His low kick was gave Medić so much more damage, bro. His leg literally flew off the canvas for a second. And he was like, it was crazy. I was like, damn, he's not known to be a kicker. D-Rod's mostly a boxer. Right, Medić is more of like the all-around kickboxer, so that was surprising to me. That doesn't always mean it hurt more, but it usually does mean it hurt more. It usually does. So swept Medić. Actually, I think it swept him onto his knee actually for a second, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it did actually. Let me go rewatch that for a second. Yeah, so he did. He kicked his leg out of him. He landed on his knee and popped back up. Also, while watching the replay, I noticed that Tyler Wambles was in the corner, Daniel Rodriguez, which makes sense because I actually do remember Tyler Wambles cornered him for, I think, one other fight. If you guys don't know who Tyler Wambles is, he owns Classic Fight Team. legendary gym over in Orange County. It's out in, I think it's the Santa Ana or Fountain Valley border. It's around the border of Santa Ana, Fountain Valley. It's right next to my gym. We used to be extremely close at my old gym. Like I think we're like a mile away. Obviously we don't compete with them. That's like a pro team right there. They have a great roster of fighters. We're more like a fun, like, you know, family gym, and we got some fighters, you know, but dude, classic fight team, legendary team, dude. Like if that gym is known for its sparring. If you want to get hard sparring in, you go there. They spar hard all the time. It's good and bad, you know, but it's how you build warriors, bro. It's iron sharpens iron. But yeah, D-Rod, he sends Medic to his knee off that low kick, and you see he got some, you know, gave him a little bit of confidence. And it makes sense now that I saw Tyler Wambles. I was like, oh, because as I said earlier, D-Rod's more known for his boxing. Tyler Wambles, it's a kickboxing Muay Thai gym, you know? And so it's like, you can see that the training that he's had with Tyler is starting to pay off, because he's starting to see him more comfortable with his kicks, and he's able to throw him freaking hard, bro. That low kick was crazy. If D-Rod adds low kicks to his arsenal, it'd be lovely, dude. Like a heavy boxer with good low kicks, that's such a great combination to have. But yeah, D-Rod lands that low kick, gets a little confidence, and you know, he goes in, he just literally just takes a step forward, and right when he takes that step forward, dude, Medic threw like a 4-piece combination, bro. It was, I can't even remember, I could replay it and come back and talk on it, but I'll just post the clip here. But he threw a crazy like 3-4-piece combination, and literally as D-Rod's going down, he's throwing a knee. He's just like, dude, that's why I like Medic, is when he throws very crispy, clean combinations, and they're all hard. I think the power surprised D-Rod when he got hit with that combination. I think he knew stepping in, he's prepared to get hit. You know, he's like, I'm stepping into the danger zone, but I don't think he expected it to hurt that bad. That first shot just like literally kind of folded him, and then 3 other shots immediately right after was just money. Sent him to the canvas. Like, you know, Medic just got on top of him, swarmed on him, a couple unanswered ground and pounds, and the fight ended at just 30 seconds. Winner was Uroš Medić via KO, round 1 at 30 seconds into round 1. What a fight, man. What a fight, man. What a fight. I'm going to cut that off now because we're already at an hour. But yeah, what a historic night, man. 10 first round finishes on a single card. What an absolute blowout for the local Serbian fans. And Uroš Medić establishing himself as a legit main event threat. Who do you want to see Medic fight next? I don't know, man. He's in welterweight. Let's check this out. All right. I've seen enough. Give him Islam. I'm just kidding. I don't think he's ready for that. I don't think Machado. I don't think maybe I think Jack would be a good one. Or where is Uros at? Is he even on the freaking? So he's number 14. Give him Kamaru, bro. Give him Kamaru. Usman would be a great one. That would be a very exciting one. Kamaru, if you just want to get rid of Kamaru, let's just give him fucking Medic. Kamaru might be able to beat Medic with like just wrestling, you know. But I'm saying probably not. Buckley would be a good one. I think Edwards might be Eros. Who knows? That might be a good one. Muhammad, I think he loses to Muhammad just on the grappling. I'm gonna stick with. Let's give him Buckley. Let's do Buckley or even Leon. If Leon wants that, we'll give Leon that. Leon's had some time off. If he's trying to run that fade, we could set that up, dude. You know, make me a matchmaker. I wish they had like a fan matchmaking thing we could all vote in. But yeah, thanks for watching California Sober Baby. That was a breakdown of the UFC fight night in Serbia. Tune in next time. Goodbye.